Turns out this 30-year career is actually more realistic than I thought it would be. Last year, I said that at the end of the season I thought we could get promoted next year with the right additions. I had a really busy window, and I've just totally ballsed up. Watch on and I'll explain. Welcome to Season 2. It's no laughing matter. You probably sat there thinking, where's the funny intro? What's going on, Mike? This is no laughing matter. I literally scored 1 goal in the first 6 games of the season. Lost 5 of them, drew 1. Fortunately, we won against Haverfordwest and we drew with Crumamaman in the last game or so. But we're 14th in the league. We were odds on to win the league. Honestly, I have no idea how. I'm going to give you some examples of the kind of goals that we conceded though, because you can tell luck is not with me. But before I do that, you're probably wondering, why in the hell are you 8 games into it? Thought I'd recorded the first few episodes of the season. Turns out I didn't, really, in all fairness. I thought I'll play a couple of games just to kind of get a feel for the team and everything so I know what we're talking about, and obviously we can get a head start into getting ourselves promoted this season. And then I got into one of those ruts where I was a bit like, well, I've got to try and win like a game so I don't come across like I'm absolutely useless at it. And that run kept going on, and on, and on. And no, it was just awful. So today we've got a game against Pembrokeshire in the Kimray South, in which, like I said, we are 14th and only 17 points behind leaders Undy, who finished 12th last year. So it just goes to show how up and down this league actually is. I might as well introduce you to the squad. It's basically a new one. So, I let go of 2 players, one of which I definitely didn't want to let go, and that was Freddie Niblett, who went on transfer deadline day to Aberystwyth. Thanks, Freddie, you dick. Had it all planned out. I was building my team around him. Aberystwyth came on the last day. Didn't give me any time to replace him. But I have signed a number of players here. And they're all free. So there's no real kind of order to them. So we'll start from bottom to top. Actually, we'll start with the loans first. Sam Birch. He's come in. 33-year-old goalie. Thought he was better than he was. Turns out he's 1.5 stars. He's absolutely useless. The fans hate him. It's good. A better player, George Nugent, a very decent central midfielder, rated at 4 stars apparently on this, hasn't been playing like it, he's played at 6.43 all the way through at the moment, and his attributes look like he could be really good. He's really not. I don't know. He's on loan from Tranmere as well. It's a respectable club. I'm just going to put out there, £367 in the wage budget, right? So it's not like I've not been reckless. I've actually been very careful with the amount of money this year. I released a lot of players. Liam Langford can come in. He is a no-nonsense centre-back. Pretty decent, to be fair. Mentally very, very good. He apparently can't head for toffee, though, even though he's got heading of 6, which at this level isn't that bad. But I've seen him miss at least 10 headers a game at the moment. So, Liam, not exactly playing to the standard I was hoping. The midfield is where I really tried to strengthen this year because I felt we were a little bit behind. This is a player I think we were all aware of because I touched on him in a previous episode. Marcus Jones came in from STM Sport. A pretty well-rounded player, can play as an advanced playmaker, can play as a Mazzala. He's pretty decent. I think a lot of the problems I've got is that a lot of players can play on attack or defend. There's no like support, which is the one that you want them to kind of play out in the middle because they're not disciplined enough to really get back when they're on attack, so it's still just a bit mad. But he's a decent player, like I said, attribute-wise, looks solid for this level. Clive Williams is another centre-back I brought in. I think he was like a last-ditch one I got in to sign in for Freddie Niblett. Heading of 7's a bit better. He's 29 years old, so a bit more of an elder statesman in the team. Very slow, so not good at getting back. So I've tried to sit a deep line because neither him or Liam Langford is particularly that quick. Mentally looks pretty decent. Strength, he's probably the strongest player in the squad at 11. Tells you all you need to know. Now, a player I'm happy to have gotten in is Jordan Follows, who was playing for Quemaman last year. He was voted Player of the Year in our division last year, so I thought, why not get him in? He's obviously pretty decent, physically very good, good determination, good work rate, decent finishing, a good pressing forward to play up front. He's been alright actually since he's come in. At least he's scored a goal. And the other main signing I brought in to go up front is Michael Cook. Brought him in from Haverfordwest. He is actually a very good player. There's no getting around that. He's played every game so far, and he has got a couple of goals to his name, and he's played pretty well overall, and he is only going to get better. I like him physically. He's probably the most well-rounded physical player we've got. Attribute-wise, very decent at this level. And again, in terms of mentality, probably not brilliant, but there's a lot of mediocre stats there, but a determination of 14 is pretty good. We've got a very determined squad, which makes the kind of turn in form all the more baffling. A player I did want to get in, though, and I did get him in from Guilsfield because I knew he had a high ceiling ahead of him, is Lewis Moynes. He's pretty decent. You look at him attribute-wise and you think, yeah, he's quite good. And then he's just really not performing very well. There's no getting around it. Maybe it's the mental stats. Maybe it's that. I'm not really sure what the crack is, but he's a player that could be very good, but just refuses to be. Only 3 more to go. Noah Edwards, another central midfielder who looks very decent. He's complained very recently that he should be playing more. Well, he's been playing at 6.5 in pretty much every single game. So you're rubbish, mate. He looks very well-rounded again, not physically brilliant. I think I focused maybe too much on the mental stats and too much on the star ratings more than on the actual attributes themselves. But even these attributes are better than the majority of midfielders in our division. So our number 1 keeper, this was a bit of a bad one, really. I shouldn't have let what's-his-face go. Porter, was it Porter? I think it might have been. I shouldn't have let him go. In hindsight, this is not good. Alex Ramsey, 2-star keeper, and God, he's played like it as well. I marked up in the goalkeeper side of things. I shouldn't have let Porter go. I think I had a bit of a personal agenda against him after he just let everything go in. Defensively, we're all over the gaff. And Matteo Trinca is another player who's come in. He looks like a very decent signing, Italian, so I thought I'd be a bit cultured, spice it up a little bit. He looks like a good young striker, one that could be potentially very good. Finishing at 13, dribbling 11, physically quite good, mentally quite good as well. He's not a bad player. And yeah, that's it. I think the amount of signings is part of the problem. I think the dynamics has suffered because of it, obviously. The core social group, though, would tell you that there's a lot of players that are still here. Like, there's not that many in the second group, so I'm a little bit concerned. We kept hold of the number of our really decent players. Kept hold of Jeff Lloyd, kept hold of Kyle Kopp, kept hold of Willie Wang, kept hold of Ewan McCormick and Kivy and Owain Jones. So we've got a number of really good players that we have managed to keep hold of. It just makes it all the more baffling why we're struggling so much. In all fairness, like I'm going to try and find some of the goals. In all fairness, this was the first goal we conceded this season against Alphen Lido. We have had a hard run of fixtures, to be fair. Most of the teams we played are the top half and teams going for promotion. But, I mean, that sums it up there in terms of the luck we've been getting. Just literally, it's been goals like that all the time. Just bouncing off defenders, going this, that, and everywhere. It's not been easy, okay? It's not been easy, but we should be doing better. I know that. Everyone knows that. And I mean, like, I'm so flustered I can't even get out of this. But like I said, it's time for a turnaround. We've had a bit of a decent run in form. We've actually started scoring goals. We've got 4 goals in the last 2 games, which is more than the last 6 combined. So we're in the relegation zone at the moment. We will be out of it. We're not going to get relegated. I can promise you that. And that's mainly down to the fact I've gone a little bit different in terms of the attacking side of things now. I'm going to bring Ewan McCormick back in now. He can play back there again. So I've gone for a couple of different formations now. The 4-2-3-1 just wasn't working. For whatever reason, I can't get the most out of Kyle Kopp in that position. So I've decided that I'm going to let him kind of be a bit more of advanced playmaking out in the midfield. And we've gone the 4-4-2. I've got a lot of good going forward now, so we might as well use the forwards that we do have. So the lineup now is Ramsey in goal, McCormick, Langford, Wang and Smith as the back four. Then you've got Jones, Lloyd, Kopp and Moynes is the midfield four with Follows and Cook. We're playing a little bit more of... I've got a cautious mode list for when we go away from home as well. So that's for when we want to be a little bit more defensively solid. But at home against Penny Rock, who are just ahead of us in the squad in the table, we should be winning this game. It's a match-for-match formation, so you'd like to think that we can win this. We've been conceding a lot of goals from set pieces. I've been trying to work on it off in the training ground. So I'm hoping it'll make some sort of difference. But literally every time there's a set piece, you'll see I'm terrified that we're going to concede. And we have our first highlight so far. I'm really sorry about the first few games. In all fairness, like I said, you didn't really miss out on much. So hopefully you'll only get to see the good bits of the team going forward from here on in. And Owain Jones there does his man. Rob knocks it in, but not quite. It's a penalty. We've been given a penalty in the first 30 seconds. This would be a really good moment. This entire run kind of, I think, proves one of my problems that I have a little bit with FM this year, and I've had it for a lot of years. As Cup steps up, he can't take pens for Toffee. I'm taking him off him. He just can't take a pen. He literally always goes down the middle, and he always misses. It's just summing up our season right there. Just sums it up. Just stupid mistakes, and we're just not capitalising on the bits that we need to. But it's just like that. That is a prime example of everything that's wrong with the team so far. We've just got a lot of underperforming players, and to some extent, there's not a lot I can do about it. I mean, you can say that my signings haven't been great, but this team is more than good enough to win this league. Even the media said that we would be odds-on favourite to win the league with the squad that we have, so there is no excuse on these players for the way that they're playing. I've tried to play in the formations that they like, I've tried playing in the style that they like, I've tried everything, and I've just got underperforming players. And my best player, Kyle Kopp, is playing at a 6.5 overall. What can I do about it? He is head and shoulders above the rest of this league, and I still cannot get him to perform, which just makes me think that I've either lost the dressing room, or there is something fundamentally broken in the way that the morale works in FM. Because literally, we start off with defeat, and it feels like you just cannot get out of it. When your team's low on morale, that it is endless. It is absolutely endless, and there is no way of getting out of it. The only way I've managed to is get a bit lucky with the win against Haverfordwest and change the formation around. As Cook goes through, and he just misses. He should be burying that. And Carl Copp's playing at a 6. A 6. He is a 5-star player in this division. He is head and shoulders above anybody in this division, and he still can't bring himself back from missing a bloody penalty. It is ridiculous. I mean, at least we're all over him here. Cook, he's got to find his man in the middle. He does, follows, gets in. That's a great goal. Lovely, lovely counter-attack goal. Michael Cook and Jordan Follows, hoping those two will make a good partnership up front. Finally, we get another goal, and it's great play from the two forwards. Good play here by Cook. Can he pick out his man? You bet he can. Brilliant cross in. Follows. Can he finish? Wonderful. Get in. 1-0. We've deserved that. We have been the better team. And we're up to the heady heights of 12. Get excited, everyone. Willie Wang over the top here. Finds Cook. Goalie's hesitated. Cook. You mean, how have you not scored that? It's the midfield, centre of midfield. For whatever reason, Lloyd, Kopp, Nugent, whoever I play in that role is absolutely terrible. No matter what I do, the central midfield has not played at over a 6.5 all the way through the season. I'm taking off Kopp because he's just pissing me off too much. I've just had enough of him. Nugent's going to come in. I'll get him playing as a centre mid on attack. Let him go a bit further forward. I'm going to get back to the team talk down. I'm going to have a go at Kopp because you, mate. Actually, I'm not. You know what? I'm going to try and not be maybe as aggressive. Maybe I need to have a lighter touch with the boys because obviously they're just, yeah. I don't know what it is. Even McCormick, who's meant to be one of the best players in this division, just doesn't turn up. It's just baffling. One of the good things is that from the board perspective, we're not actually expected to win the league this year. They just want us to make strides towards going up. And I think we'll probably be very stronger in the second half of the season as long as I'm still here. Because the team will be a little bit more blended together by then. They'll play with each other a lot more. There should be a bit more of an understanding. This is going in. I mean, come on. It's a 30-yarder. What am I meant to do? It's literally like this every game. Every time they have a highlight, it goes in. And I don't know if that's the goalkeeper. I mean, what goalie's going to save that? It's literally in the side netting. I hate to say it, but what can I do? Do you know what I mean? That I don't like thinking that I'm not good enough at a game, but I can't help but think I'm being shafted here. I cannot help but think I'm being shafted. It can't be anything to do with the tactics, because no tactics work. It can't be to do with the personnel, because like I said, the media say that they're the best in the league. I have so many players that should be in the key players in this division, and yet every single time I just lose a goal, or I concede a stupid one. Cook scores again. Thank God for that. 2-1. Thank God for Michael Cook. Ultimately, the problem I've got is that if you can't keep clean sheets, you're never going to win a game of football, and that's the problem I've got. I'm on the hunt out for another goalkeeper, because obviously I got that wrong. I will hold my hands up there. I got that wrong. As Jeff Lloyd whips in the corner, can we just make it 3? We can. Jordan Follows gets a goal. The front two, at least, are playing really, really well. It's good that I've gone 2 up top. Maybe that's where I should have backed myself a little bit more going forward. And we might just have to be a team that outscores everyone. That is brilliant. Well done, boys. Right, we've got a long way to go. We're 14 points behind Dundee. Comeback starts today. One thing I will say is that we do have a nicer run of fixtures coming up, and hopefully if we can build some momentum before we get back into the teams that are playing really, really well, then hopefully we can grind some results out against them and climb back up into this little shout here. We've given ourselves a mountain to climb, but I do believe that some of the team I have here will get me there. The problem I've got is that none of them are on permanent contracts, so I could lose them at any point, just like I lost Freddie Nibbler. And I do need to address the issues at the back, of which there are many. Walters flicks it on. Langford finally heads the ball clear. Well done, mate. Morgan on the ball. Can we just rob him with this? Yeah, good play there by Richie Smith. Can we get a fourth just to put a little bit of gloss on the win? Lovely ball there from Michael Cook to his strike partner, Jordan Follows. It's a great finish, but he's offside apparently. I love Jordan Follows and Michael Cook together. Excellent. You can see they're playing at a 9 and an 8.7. This is what we need. And this is a good confidence-boosting win. Carl Kopp may have missed a penalty. He may be awful, but I'm very happy with the result and the way we played. We finally turned it around there. much, much better. And finally, I feel like maybe there's a bit of form. The morale is picking up. It's much better. I am going to have a bit of a dig at Kyle Kopp, though, because he's not been good enough. I'm going to warn Player for his recent form and just say, you've not been good enough. And he agrees, says he's not been good enough either. Well, get better, mate. Right, okay, so that's better. 2 wins and a draw in our last 3 games makes me do feel a little bit better. And like I said, we've got some nice games coming up against Taffwales, Tom Petra, and then we're back into some difficult ones around here. So what I think we'll do, we'll reconvene at where we start again against the difficult team. So let's come back for December when we play Port Talbot and Afan Lido, because Port Talbot are a pretty well-known team, I think. They are 5th in the division at the moment, so they're doing quite well. And obviously Afan Lido drove us all very, very close last year in going up. But both those games are at home. I mean, there we have 5 home games in a row. I'd be ecstatic if we could win all 5 of them. I think we are the kind of team that can put a run of form together and get ourselves back up this league. We've had an incredibly slow start, but it feels like the team's beginning to kind of come together a little bit, and I need us to continue in that vein of form. Thanks so much for watching the episode. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Please do drop a like on the video if you're enjoying it and you enjoy watching me in pain. In all fairness, when I watch back some of the highlights of me in previous ones, I laugh at myself as well. How can someone be so bad at the game? Let me know what you think of my signings in the comment section. Let me know if you think of any tactics that might work for the team and what I've shown you. We're going to get used to them. I appreciate it's the first time we've seen a lot of these guys on camera, but it is what it is. Drop a like on the video, share and subscribe, and until I see you in the next episode of my 30-year career, stay cool.